Hey Duncan, it's Yanni here. I've had a look at your public review and just wanted to give you a few comments. I like the Salon idea more than the card idea. I think that both of them can be pushed just a little bit further, and really, I think if you manage to knock down, a few kind of like keys with the attitude, of each one of the characters from the beginning, that'll be really sweet. But the main comment that I've got on both of your different layouts is you're jumping the line and you've got to be careful of where you're staging your camera. Okay, I'll go through this with you just very quickly because when you've got your first shot with the cards, the character which is blonde is on the right hand side of screen, and when we cut over to the other character, you flipped it round, and the character with the brunette hair is actually on the right hand side of screen as well. So actually, your second shot should be a mirror of that. One character should appear on the left, the other one should be on the right. So actually, the camera's always moving on one side of where the characters actually are. Okay, so it very much depends how you want to actually stage this and which one of the shots is right, because your last shot is both characters in profile, one's on the left, one's on the right over here, and that shot, the final one, is what's going to determine where the screen direction of each one of the characters is going to be. So if you want, one character has to stay like that, looking that way, and the other character has to stay that way, looking that way in all the other shots. So you got to keep that consistent. This happens also in your salon. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this one because I think it's a stronger idea. One of the things that I'd say is that instead of starting in a medium shot here, I'd start off in either a general shot or a six shooter shot where you can actually see both of the characters pretty much full body. So the girl sat down in the actual seat of the hairdressing salon, maybe just looking to one side. Maybe she's got a magazine or something, in her hands, or she can just be completely covered up, with a cloth or something like that. But you can see the guy in full profile, and maybe he's doing something with the chair, so he's maybe like clicking with his neck the chair that's going up, and he's going. And the hands are kind of like always snipping away and everything else like that. I know, we're not doing all the poses today, but just again, kind of like thinking of a shot that could sell that idea, of, okay, barbershop, really kind of like crazy guy, and maybe, he's reenacting something from one of his kung fu movies or something like that. Now, when you do your second cut, you're seeing like the back of his left ear and her from the back. And again, you've got the same problem as before. When you look at the one shot, he is on screen left, and when we cut over, she's on screen left as well. So the actual shot that you need to have here is not seeing over his left ear, you have to have the camera over his right ear, looking at her and positioning her so that she's actually on screen right. Okay? So again, you cut from him, starting screen left. She has to end up screen right so that we've got that visual continuity of where each one of the characters is. And again, that would be tied into any other shots that we have, like the one where you've got at the end, where you've got screen left and screen right. Another thing that's a note, it's a personal thing for me, but 4x3 staging is normally pretty tough composition wise because it's a very vertical space, and actually now our assignments allow us to actually hand stuff in 16:9 as well, which is the widescreen HD format that hopefully this YouTube video should have as well. So I'd double check with your mentor if you can do a 16:9 composition as well. I'm definitely going to be asking that to my mentor as well, but it's a personal preference, but I know that from staging a lot of camera stuff, it's normally pretty tough because the problem is that when your shot's very square, kind of like this, it's very difficult to get two characters in a position that's not kind of like, perfectly vertical. If you actually have a wider screen, you can actually separate those characters further apart, and you can put one close to camera, one further away from camera. You can do all sorts of neat stuff like that. So again, that's not, saying that you've got to do it, but it's something that you can maybe have a play around with that might just make, your composition a little bit easier as well. But some great work, man. I love the line. I really do. I wish I had a piece of dialogue like this. but you know it's a great line, man. I think you really can push it a lot here, and especially you know selling the attitude of both of those characters. So yeah, I don't think I have any comments on your characters. I just think that you know maybe you might want to do something with the glasses or something like that of the girl. They just seem a bit too kind of like she looks a bit too kind of like old for an, for putting a better word. It's almost as if she had some, you know, pointier glasses or something like that. She might look just a little bit younger like that, and I know that that's kind of like a bit of Bishop's design, but I think that that pretty much is going to be something that you can play around with. Okay? So anyway, thanks for hearing me rambling on, and I hope to see more great work from you soon. Take care, man. Bye.